Hey guys, I'm Pete the Duck, and welcome to Forge with Pete. Today we are going to be playing Tic Tac Toe. Tic Tac Toe is a 2-player map. You must have 1 red and 1 blue player only. If you have any more or any other team color, the map will not work. Also, I have some download instructions there on the screen for you, how to download the map straight from Halo Reach's main menu. Now, what really excites me about Tic Tac Toe in Halo is actually the Forge mechanism that makes all of this possible. But before we get to that, let's find out how to play. So when you spawn, you're going to have a barrier in front of you, and that's just to give you a chance to get your bearings before you start playing. Once it disappears, it's time to begin, and what you're trying to do here is get 3 spaces activated in a row. Now the spaces that are available are the ones with the golf balls on top. In order to activate a space, you shoot the golf ball onto your opponent's side. And you can see when I do that, the goal on the screen actually disappears. That signals to me that that space belongs to me. But when my opponent shoots a space, the golf ball is going to fall onto my side, and the goal is going to remain. So you can watch here as we finish out the last few available spaces, but neither of us ends up having 3 in a row, so it's going to be a tie game. Now once you have used up all the spaces in the round, you just have to wait a few more seconds for the round to finish. At the 1-minute mark, a mechanism is going to kick in that's going to automatically score you based on whether or not you have 3 in a row. Since neither of us do, we're going to end up with a tie score of 10 points each. As you can see here, it's a little weird, but we can see a lot of golf balls start falling from the sky. We're going to get into that when we go into Forge mode, but the important thing is we tied the game, nobody won. Let's move on to round 2. Okay, so here we are at the end of round 2. I have 3 in a row diagonally, so I'm going to win this round. When the golf balls start falling, my opponent's only going to get 10 points, but I'm going to end up with 15, giving me the victory, and that's how you play Tic Tac Toe in Halo. But let's go into Forge mode and check this out. I'm going to warn you up front, this one's going to get a little complicated. Okay, so here we are in Forge mode, and on this map we have the red player spawn on one side and the blue player spawn on the other side of this central structure. The central structure also has landmines underneath each of the golf balls, and so as you can imagine, when a red player shoots a golf ball, it's going to fall down and blow up the landmine on the other side. What's important about these landmines is they are actually Halo Ball goals. We're using the Halo Ball game type once again, and another thing is way up in the sky we have the ball spawn locations. That's where those golf balls come from at the end of the round. Now the way all of this is set up, in order to do a check for 3 in a row, what we're trying to do is get a golf ball to fall all the way from the ball spawn location to the bottom of the map. These Halo balls, the Halo Ball goals, are actually a bad thing. We don't want our golf ball to land in the Halo Ball goal. The shape of the goal is like a small cylinder that extends outwards. And as you can imagine, the golf ball is going to fall, and if it hits the cylinder, it's going to score and disappear, which is what we don't want. Now remember, a player can destroy the landmine, or in other words, destroy the Halo Ball goal, by knocking a golf ball onto it. And so that's why I do the 3 in a row check. If all 3 golf balls have been knocked on the same side, all 3 of these goals are going to be destroyed, and our golf ball is going to fall all the way to the bottom, and it's not going to intersect any of these goals. At the bottom is another Halo Ball goal, but this one is different. Instead of scoring 1 point like all of these, this one scores 6 points, and that differentiates the winner from the loser of a round. So if you followed along with all that, you might realize that works great for a vertical check, but not so great for a horizontal check, and that's where the shape of the Halo Ball goal makes all the difference. So they don't just extend out in a straight line, but they actually converge on a single point for each level in the grid. And so what I'm able to do is simply drop a golf ball at each of these converging points in order to do a horizontal check, and drop one here right up against the structure to do a vertical check, which leaves the last thing is the diagonal. And if you look right here, we actually have one of the diagonal points. For the last diagonal point, I just have some more goals extend out onto the side and do another vertical check, which is fine. But that takes care of all 8 possibilities of the map, and that's how I determine if a player has 3 in a row. So the last thing I wanted to show you is way up in the sky, we have our 2 sets of vertical checks, our 2 sets of horizontal checks, our diagonals, and our other diagonals. And those are all the golf balls you see falling at the end of the round. They're checking for each player whether or not they have 3 in a row. And that's how everything works. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. The map's in my file share. Thanks for watching.